Welcome, guys. Today we're continuing to take a look at the Nanyang Cup, and we're gonna take a look at it through the lens of the number one player in the world, Shin Jinseo, SJS, as many Go enthusiasts call him. Um, Today we're using the website gokifu.com to find SGFs for him. Just a quick note, last time we saw the round of 32, and uh, the here this Go ratings is courtesy of goratings.org. These are basically ELO ratings. If you win more games, you rank up, and this is very, very scientific. And so this is a list of all the top Go players in the world. Jinseo is number one, as we know. And then you see a bunch of Chinese players. Park Jung-wan, very famous. Ke Jie, very famous right here. Ricky Rio, the newest winner of the Yin Cup, the last big Go tournament. So I'm sure that propelled him up a lot. And then inside Japan, the number one player for a long time was this guy, Aiyama Yuta. But let's just say the winning the Yin Cup does some good to your ELO rating. The first round, the round of 32 of the Nanyang Cup, Shin Jinseo played this guy Fan Tingyu, number 11, also very, very high. And so today it is the round of 16. And in the round of 16, he is going to play against Lian Xiao, another top player. Let's see if we can find him here. Here he is, number 15. He's also in the, number 15. Great. Here is the game. And by the way, we are using gokifu.com today. The background is just their pictures. This is their pictures on the Fox server. So you guys have heard a lot about SJS, the number one player in the world. For those of you who are not that familiar with Lian Xiao, he is apparently the one Go player who is most popular with the ladies. And he became famous because he was on a flight and he was sleeping, and then a flight attendant took a picture of him and said, "Wow, this is my 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 love at first sight." And then people dug into it a bit, and as a result, they said, yeah, this is Lian Xiao. Yeah, he's a Go player. Yes, so Go players are also very, very good looking. If you ask me, from the pictures on Taijum, he looks the most like Sai from the Hikaru-no-go anime. I don't know. I looked up his picture. Look at him. This is him, and then Sai from Go, Hikaru-no-go. I looked it up, and I was like, yeah, I can see that. I see a little bit of that. Feel free to let me know if you guys see a little bit of the Sai in Lian Xiao. I see him a little bit. Put a robe on him, and he fits right in. All right, without much further ado, let's take a look. By the way, Lian Xiao does play on Fox a lot. He has a silver crown next to his name on Fox, and that's because he once you win a runner-up or second place in major championships, you get a silver crown. And Lian Xiao is probably the strongest player. To have the strongest player to not have a golden crown, and that's earned him a bit of a sad title to have, which is the 1,000-year second placer. Anyways, he placed second in many tournaments, and So he's extremely strong, and of course he's very good looking and popular with the ladies. So I guess I guess I guess he's I wish I was him, for example. Okay. In terms of Go style, Lian Xiao is a very fighty type of player. He grew up in the internet era, and then with thousands and thousands of games under his belt, this is, like extremely strong fighting ability is the trait associated with many of the people um, of this modern age. So just like Shin, this is a very very strong and crafty fighter. Beginning of the game, Shin is white in this game. Beginning of the game, a 3-3 Joseki with white taking an extra move with a gote. Now, sometimes white tenukis at this point, sometimes white does not tenuki and finishes the Joseki here. I think in this case, because both of the close corners to the bottom corner is taken by black stones, and so that makes white prefer to finish the Joseki and get a slightly stronger shape overall on the margin, because on both sides white's strength will limit further development of making big moyos by black, because the strength is gonna make this lower right corner relatively worry-free. That frees up white to destroy any potential territories. So if the neighboring corners are all opponent's corners, it makes sense to be a little bit stronger, and so that's why white chooses to finish the Joseki. Makes perfect sense. And so instead of developing moyos, black Lian Xiao decides to pincer and attack. This move might feel a little weird given that white already played f17. This is kind of like if f17 didn't exist, black has more freedom on the upper side. With this move, after white extends out, diagonal move out, feels a little bit weaker as black on the top, but I'm sure he has his reasons. Yeah, it just feels slightly uncomfortable, but I'm sure at this early they have all checked AI and their choices are all gonna be very very good. However, direction of the game wise, black is notedly taking a very very active invading approach. You can see that black already has 4 different groups on the board now. And the next move is a very reasonable follow-up, given that black invaded. This is we can see this as maybe black is thinking, I'm gonna invade, you play a slow diagonal move, I will go ahead and take my big territory move on the right hand side, and then here black goes onto the defensive and continues the fight on the upper side. This is very very nice, and this is something that you'll see quite often at the top strong player levels. They do not like to, for example, play this extension. This is just very very defensive, and then you'll see that instead you're gonna go for moves like this one. This is the AI move, by the way, jumping out, attacking and defending at the same time. Of course, always look for attacking and defending, strengthening your weakest attacking groups all the time. Okay. Anyways, players do not want to, at this level, just simply play defensive moves like this extension, especially when this kind of a move does not threaten some other group. For example, the upper left corner is white's strength, And even this jump, black probably doesn't feel like this is a very good direction to play. Again, because the top left is heavily invested into and very, very strong for white. So in this kind of a circumstance, look for these top players to play the very big moves and then let the opponent commence the attack against them. And this is extremely powerful. You will see this a lot. And this is notably, it's taking on some danger in order to, to get a lot. Okay? And here's this knight's move, a very, very strong move. Again, this is along the same lines. You and I would both have jumped, and jumping is perfectly fine. Note how 3 is also a move. This is taking another chunk of territory. Wait for white to play something, and then continue the fight on the upper side. Again, this is along the same lines of thinking as the first move. So the theme of the top player's play is I will wait until the last moment to defend my weak groups. And before that, I'm going to play the biggest moves I can see. And then, or I'm going to counterattack, things like that. Very, very different from how many of us play the game, which is I'm going to defend before I do everything else. They will defend only in the nick of time. Okay? And this knight's move is moving out with the 2 stones. I think white chickened out of the push and cut because once black completes this kind of a surround, it does feel like this is a bit unfavorable for white. Okay, so without this, then this knight's move does work, and therefore white is going to look for a more defensive option than to push and cut and go for the full attack. So white plays here. If black commits to cutting white, then this turn sets up this double Atari. And so if you can't block, you will be cut on the upper side. This is very, very favorable for white, capturing 1 stone and saving your own groups. So many moves from black. We just played this p15, which is not good, fighting to the death. And as you can see, all the other options are very similar. They are all strengthening the black's weakest group on the left-hand side, or play in this move, which is taking another big chunk of territory and noticeably going on the total defensive and waiting for white to try to punish black and then playing accordingly. So in the game, Lian Xiao, all fighting players are very keenly aware of their own weaknesses. Because once you're strong at fighting, you are by definition very strong at counterattacking, and you are very strong at looking out for this kind of stuff, because that's what you do when you play. So very strong fighting players are almost always very well aware of their own weaknesses, and they lean towards self-strengthening very often. Okay, so this move makes a lot of sense. After some exchanges, then you can imagine black making this cut. Afterwards, black will just extend and extend here, and white is still surrounded. Okay, so white does not answer there, and instead white comes back to the original most important thing, which is the safety of the upper white group. And of course, when you are strengthening yourself, you're always the #1 player in the world, is always going to be doing so very efficiently. So white jumps into the corner, very big territory move. And also, this you have to strengthen your group now, and the all strong players will strengthen in a way that gives them the most amount of territory, as opposed to like playing here, for example, connecting, right? This is gonna make you fall behind. Okay, so and then this push is a sente move, and here now black has many choices. Black ends up playing here, and this move makes a lot of sense too. So noticeably we are seeing the two of the strongest players in the world in this game playing out this very traditional like testing each other, not committing to like a fully fledged fight at this moment, and both sides are kind of very respectful of the boundaries. Both sides are like, I'm threatening you, and then I'm defending and threatening you, and the game is gonna go on. Okay, and so white plays a very big move on the left hand side. This is noticeably big. So this game right now is still very, very even. In fact, right about here, yes, this is, as you know, this is Chinese rules. So black starts with about a 2-point deficit. And right now, black is down by 3 points. If you guys are wondering, this Fox AI system, the complicated character is black. The not so complicated character is white. So white 75 plus 4.5 points is this moment now. Okay, good. Let's see. So white came out slightly ahead overall in this. It did feel very comfortable to be living with R18, especially if you couple it with an exchange, which is black played R9, a 2-space extension. And I say this because now white comfortably has sente to do whatever white deems to be important on the board. Okay. So very noticeably big move. And black plays here. This is also very big. Now, sometimes we want to play these 2-space extensions. Sometimes we don't. How do I tell if we want to or not? Whenever your corner on the other side of the extension, this kind of territory here, whenever that is a little bit uncertain, then you prefer to play this extension more. The more certain you are on the corner, for example, if the bottom looked like this, then you do not want to play the C9 2-space extension, because that's you always want to add territory to your bag of values, but you also want to further increase your strength and thickness and safety. Okay, so this move makes sense, this jump makes a lot of sense, and here the last big potential territory is white's upper left corner. Look for black to do something about that. Another choice is to try to start attacking the lower side, maybe play like this and make a territory of your own, but it feels like white, the initial move of n3 completing the lower right joseki and making this lower right corner relatively strong is very is paying off, and we can noticeably see how important it is. Lazy 2-space extension, yes. Sometimes the 2-space extension can be not good. Any extension when you're extending not very far from somewhere that you are strong is no good, but in this case the corner was not that strong, so then it's fine. It's relatively fine. Yes, so here black invades. This invasion is very good, and after this, black is increasing white's weaknesses on the outside, and this is also destroying territory and everything. Good. And so instead of attacking this stone directly, look what the number 1 player in the world does. He pushes here and then squeezes here. And this is very interesting because so one thing that we can think of is one, play here, try to surround black and capture him. There are some many problems with this one. For example, black goes into the corner, and then some senteis say somehow black lives here on the left hand side. Then you're sort of you've lost a lot of territory as white, and then you have to make up for the territory by attacking black. But this group for black is relatively easy to take care of, so it's very difficult for white to gain a lot like this. Another attacking idea is to play this move. This strengthens the corner a lot. This is an AI variation, and you'll see a lot of variations that involve like both sides tanukiing. In any case, this is the response move, and in the game, white plays these two moves. These are also very big moves. After this, white can, put on some severe attacks against the upper side black group. And here, black plays here. Another move would be here. Another move. So here, the thread is on the right hand side. I am not sure exactly what black will do, but let's just say something like this is not easy to answer for black. The inside has 5 liberties, white has an eye and many liberties. It's very, very unclear. So in the game, this turned out to be Sentei, and black does answer. Xiao does answer. Remember, all strong players are acutely aware of their own weaknesses, and the fighting-oriented players more so. And here, black chooses a very good plan, sacrifices 1 stone in order to move out. Feels like white gained the capture of 1 stone in Sentei, strengthened white, so white should not have anything to complain about. And right at this point, white is up by 2.5, so still this is a very, very even game. White is very thick now, however, white now does have to face the invasion, the original invasion from earlier. This is a very interesting game. It's hard for either side to surround a lot of territory, so white decides to defend the corner territory. This is very, very makes a lot of sense. By the way, the AI wanted this kind of a poke, and you'll see how the next move by black was here, really using a lot of Aji. As we have talked about, Lian Xiao is a fighting player. He doesn't really like this kind of poke, get Aji kind of stuff. It's not his first choice. The first choice of the fighting player is almost always to save my stone and counterattack against your stones. So this jump makes perfect sense. If you guys want to know the most famous player who is not like a super aggressive fighter, he's super aggressive, but he's not like a fighting aggressive, is Kejie. He frequently leaves his stones very, very weak, and tries to get Aji somehow and then takes advantage. Anyways, that's not Lian Xiao. Lian Xiao is a strong fighter, and so this game has now gone into his kind of game, a very, very strong fighting kind of game. This is a very interesting move pointed out by the AI, and this is something they are definitely able to come up with. This move is a very, very strong self-strengthening move. I myself have very much difficulty coming up with this kind of a move. After this move, left and right hand side is connected, and black is now clearly stronger than the left hand side white group. However, this is very, very Gote, and it's very difficult for players to come up with this. Yes, I totally understand the, this other knight's move, which is much more offensive. And this just makes a lot more sense. It's closer to the white group and everything. But this AI move is something very, very interesting. If we have to make this kind of a thing anyway, we might as well make the group as strong as possible. And here Shin Jinseo played the AI move. This is very, very interesting, and I myself could not have came up with this move at all. And that's because when I play, I would have the feeling of white. As white, I have already saved the white corner territory. That's all mine. If I play another move here, what is that gaining me in addition? I would have that question, and then I would feel that this is not that big. However, after this move, if you think about how much weaknesses it makes inside black's shape, then it makes much more sense how this move could be very good. One, it destroys all of the black potential in the middle. Second, it's very likely to be sente because black has cuts, and so yeah, this is quite nice, and this is for sure why the AI move was a knight's move here. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. So this is a place that looks small on the territory end, but is actually quite big. And in the game, Lian Xiao plays this move, a Tanuki move. I don't know how big this one is, but one, it totally strengthens the right-hand side. It somewhat helps the middle weaknesses, and as long as black is stronger here, white is gonna look weaker on the bottom of the board. So if from black's perspective, you can definitely see how this one move and the white move in exchange is clearly bigger for black in terms of territory and stuff. And if black is able to accomplish all the other stated goals, making white weaker and everything, then this makes sense. So in the game, black strengthened himself. This is a very attacking kind of player would make these moves, these slow, hongtae, thick, strong moves. When strong professionals play these kinds of moves, they are often looking for the attack. They are, or else they would play super efficient, super fast. Yeah, so okay, what is black looking forward to? Let's see. So in the game, white continues with the pre-planned attacks against the left-hand side cutting points. And here, noticeably, white can play this Atari and extend and take some territory. Take some territory, but this would give black the sente move, and overall on the board, black has no more weaknesses, and maybe this is not that big. Yes, I think black must have been very surprised at g15, and he would have been even more surprised to find that g15 is the AI's best move. Very interesting, because clearly if black continues to protect the cut, it's just very untenable. You can't let your opponent play sente moves like this one and gain at your expense. Okay, so this game continues in this fight. Okay, white played here. This is also very, very big. And this crawling move is played, and then here. So we see many, black has played many moves. This one, and then this one. They're all defending and making black's territory very, very secure. So look for whenever they do this, they are looking to attack. They're looking to pounce They are not looking to just defend. Okay, so let's see. And here white still continues very aggressively, plays this cut. And let's see, this is very good defender's advantage before black plays the Atari to give up the one stone on the side. Black turns, makes white commit to connecting or something else, and here white plays this move. The bamboo is very efficient. Plays this push out first. White pushes out, and then black Ataris. This is another advanced tactic. This is quite nice. Before I commit to this fight on the inside, first black makes outside exchanges while those moves are still sente. You can imagine if something like this happened, and then when black plays this move, white tenukis, then the push doesn't do anything, doesn't capture any white stones. So now black pushes, and very, very nice. Okay, so the game continues, and when this Atari happens, this is now a very, very close game. Okay, so very, very interesting. When I saw this game at this point, of course, nowadays with the help of AI, I was very surprised that white didn't play this Atari. Was exactly my thinking at the time. Of course, this would have been a very good sacrifice by black. Now black plays this invasion, and we can noticeably see the rest of the board is going to be black's sphere of influence. Couple this with P13 earlier, and we can see that coupled with this sacrifice, it's very, very nice. AI's move is here, which is makes a lot more sense because it doesn't give black any sentes here, and here the game would still be white is capturing much, much bigger. So they would have done much better than I did, which is no surprise. Okay, so when black Atari is here now, the game is half-point game, very, very close. And right now, when white Atari on the outside, now a very good pointer for us Go players now. When you can Atari, it is very, very good to play this Atari if you can get it. And that's because if you can get the opponent to commit to saving this one stone first, then you play this Atari, all of a sudden all the black stones on the inside are now much heavier. When you Atari later, black is not going to connect here and let you capture more stones, for example. Okay, so this is outside Atari, makes a lot of sense by itself. If you guys watching, if you can get these kinds of Ataris, please do it. This is just, this is, think of this as you having played this Atari in Sente, and so when your opponent connects, you Atari here, all of a sudden you're winning by a lot. Okay, so white plays this Atari, black plays somewhere else right here, and this makes a lot of sense. Black had always planned to do this sacrificial kind of fighting earlier. Remember, black played this D5 move, this P13 move as tenukis, and then black played two outside moves here, D10 and E10. This is all just letting white have the upper hand in this local fight so that black will get to invade down here and continue to get the value from the other parts. So right now white plays this push, and this is quite nice. Before white plays the Atari, white pushes. When I saw this, I was like, this makes so much sense. So for one thing, Atari is very likely to be Gote. When white goes for the attack, black is gonna play like Atari plays this, make an eye first, and I don't know if capturing is sente, but having an eye here is very, very helpful. So before committing to capturing those two stones on the side, first white pushes here to take away the eye space by black. Then when white ataris, black, you could think of black as having to defend here, and this would be white getting this Atari in sente. So that would be very, very good, much, much better than capturing two stones in gote. So in the game, black blocks, and this actually allows white to this allows black to keep an eye. However, this does allow white to take sente now and play elsewhere. So white ends up getting this Atari in sente as well. How white did pay for it with one stone getting captured, but this is probably the one part of the game where white started taking a lead. Oh, not so bad. It was only a 2-point lead at this point, so still very, very even. This is advanced tactics. Sacrifice one stone to get sente to do whatever you want to do and make it sente. Very nice. On the other hand, black does get a large amount of thickness as having captured one stone. For example, white does not make this Atari because that is very, very gote. Black does not have to save the 3 stones. Okay, so the fighting continues, and this is a follow-up to the 3-3 Joseki. All of the follow-up. And here, all the investments that black has made earlier with Honte, slow, thick moves is now gonna start paying off, including the exchange of this capturing one stone and then letting white capture those 2 stones on the side. In sente. So here is where black is gonna see the fruits of the investments pay off. However, okay, so black connects, and now white plays this Atari and then plays here. This is quite interesting of a move as well. Note how even though you and I would have both played this move to live on the side, you might have played this move. This move may have been better than my move, but you and I, we would have both said this white group is weak. Black is very strong surrounding this white weak group, so yes, I'm gonna strengthen this. Of course, what else can I do? But you'll note 1, 2, 3, 4, the game move, the top AI moves, none of those are here, and that's because when black captures this one, white can still make this alive by pushing out. Maybe white can still live by playing this. It's hard to say, but this would be a very good defensive move too. So if black wants to capture white, black has to play here, then gives up this cut, and now with this counter attack against these 5 stones, white is gonna be much, much safer. So if we looked at this more carefully, white's group here is actually not that weak, and so it makes perfect sense that this defensive move is not played at 5 or 6. So white plays here. This is taking care of this 3-3 group, and this is as you know, the 3-3, the biggest contribution by AI to the 3-3 Joseki is the realization that this outside white group, this wall, is not very strong, and here we see why. White spends one move to fix it. And here this game is still very, very close. In fact, right up to here. Right up to here, this is actually black ahead by 3 points. Yes, black is now ahead by 3 points, However, there is only one move for black for Lian Xiao, which is to um, here to play this move. Um, wow, who knew that white had a weakness here? And this is the follow-up of the P13 move. Now, what is this doing? At here, Atari, and then extending out here. This is, see how this one stone at P13 prevents white from being able to cut and Atari. This is quite nice. And so after black plays this move, white is going to have to play this way and let black take all the territory away from white. This was a surprisingly strong Tetsuji move. I'm sure Lian Xiao had some idea of this, or else it's very difficult to play P13 as a very slow move without knowing that there's some threats there. So black is now ahead by 3 points. Big opportunity, but here black, instead of playing the attachment move, decides to play the even stronger move of pushing through and playing here to cut this in ko. Wow. And so before both sides were like arm's length, kind of equidistant, like Hangtae moves, like respectful moves. Here is when black went for the kill. And this ko came out of nowhere, and very, very exciting. So here, because if white just defends, white loses the outside. That's unthinkable, so white has to play this Atari, and this is a very good pointer for the rest of us. Try to not give up anything for free. Try to always be fighting for one thing. If you fight for it, your opponent might back off. Say if black connects, then white wins by a landslide. When the game is on the line, it's very difficult to back off from either side. Okay, so in the game, let's see what co-threat black found, which is the bottom. Okay, and this one co-thread is actually not big enough. Okay. I see. So, this one co-thread is not actually big enough, and when black captures this, black captures the bottom. This exchange overall favors white. However, we can see that this was black's plan all along. He did this. We knew this was his plan from this move. G5, forcing white to live on the inside so that the next co-thread would capture the bottom white. This was entirely black's plan. Yep, and the fact that right now after this ko, white is up by 7 points must have been quite a disappointment when Lian Xiao goes back and reviews this game. It's very difficult for either side to judge these things correctly, and being able to make these trade-off judgments is both an art and a science. This is where like the great players are truly defined by like their calmness or their clarity in these circumstances. So overall, it seems like Lian Xiao got what he wanted. He used the code to capture a whole group, and white captured 3 stones, which is much less than a whole group, right? How this didn't look like it. This didn't look like it was bad for black. I think this kind of trades are very, very interesting, and it's very difficult to plan ahead of time and know who it is good for. So I'm sure at this point, Black probably felt okay about this game, or Black felt like he had no choice. However, just one way to do a relatively good job of one thing that can help is if you took a look at the whole board all at once. And I highly recommend this following thing, which is just do your estimates, do your counting very, very quickly, and look at these fights in the context of the entire game and trying to win the entire game. So if we did that analysis, White has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 points overall on the board. Black has 10, 20, 30, 40, 45 points on the board. And so here, Black is starting this ko. White has a weakness here. Black is starting this ko at a very large territory deficit, and so even though territorial-wise, Black gained a lot by capturing the 8 white stones, White has made up all the deficit in the thickness and safety of groups, and all the agi involved. White also did destroy Black's part of the corner there. This is another move for White to get more territory. And if we estimate the territory now, Black would have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 points overall on the game, on the board. White has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65 points on the board. But right now, White has the thickness advantage. The top White is not, the top Black group is not safe. And the right hand side, there is more endgame centes to be had. So territory about equal, 5 points more for Black, but White has some thickness advantage. So if you do what if analysis with your quick counting, this can help you avoid much of the avoid bad trades, or to it's a good way to help you make good decisions overall on the board. Of course, I know most people do not count as fast as I do. Just realize that I also don't count as fast as I do. I just estimate. I am not able to actually arrive at any precise counts. Okay, so this game continued. Black played here. This is protecting against the cut, and White was the first one to play this knight's move, just utilizing the last remaining bits of Aji with this dead group. And this crawling move at k17 is just another artifact of losing the ko and giving White all the territory, all the thickness advantage. And White uses this group, this dead group, to win this ko, and afterwards more cuts. And here, this is the final fight of the game. So at this point, it is very good to note White may have come to the same conclusion that we did, which is White actually came out of this co-trade more favored in the game than Black. And the inclination of all Go players is to defend the win and go on the defensive, not very aggressive when we have comfortable leads, as White has in this game. However, look how the strongest player in the world plays in these circumstances. No let up, committing to this attach, committing to this cut, no let up, just keep fighting. It's very, very difficult to win the game if you go if you go off defensive, if you don't if you don't play like your life depended on it. A lead can evaporate very quickly, even for these top players. So here it was black who played this move, which is defending the major group, and as a result, white is gonna capture that one stone, and white gets this move. Black plays the Atari, and this game actually ended right here. In fact, this game, when it ended, was actually white only ahead by 6.5 points. And the game would have continued along these lines. The game ended with this peep. The game would have continued here. Atari captured this one, and then another exchange, white capturing 4 black stones, and black also capturing 4 white stones on the outside. This was the final straw, that broke the black's fighting spirit, but if he knew this was only 6.5 points, maybe he wouldn't have resigned. Still very likely a loss, but as you guys can see here, when you are ahead, it's very important to not play very, very defensively. You guys all have the experience of playing some professional, some teacher, and it's a handicap game, but sometimes it feels like no matter how many handicaps one gets, it is never enough. And that's because of this mindset. If you're on equal footing, if you're just as strong as your opponent, and if you have the desire to get even stronger, don't go for the easy small victories. Go for victories by 10, 15, 20 points. Strive for more, because you want to be stronger than where you are now, and winning by 2 points is not significantly stronger. Winning by 20 points in all your games is. Okay, so a very interestingly fought game in this one. That Ko was a great setup. Black made the Ko threat happen, set everything up. It just that at the end, when it came back to counting how much he gained over this entire enterprise, Lian Xiao was very maybe shocking, maybe surprised to find that the score was not so favorable for him. Who could have been who? And all of us would have thought the exchange was very good for black, capturing a whole group, but it was not. And so this after this game, Shin Jinseo goes on. This is a round of 16. He goes on to the next round, the round of 8, and who is he gonna play with next time? Tune in to find